It's a full cycle give back, basically. I mean, it empowers the Peruvian artisans and their families, many of whom are mothers. I mean, by going there, we've really heard their stories and we've really seen how it impacts their lives. Not just for them, it provides education for their kids. It provides just a whole new future for them that they were not able to attain prior. So it's really beautiful.
Welcome to Latinx in Power, a podcast hosted by Thaisa Fernandes.
Welcome to Latinx in Power. Today, we are talking with Lita and Destiny. They are both entrepreneurs from Peru. This is the first time we are interviewing two guests at the same time. I'm going to present you first Lita Barreta. She has spent her entire career in the garment industry, pulling inspiration from the place she was raised, including Peru, Ecuador, and Venezuela. She studied fashion design at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. After falling in love with California, Lita stayed in the United States to design clothing and fashion accessories for major retailers. Hi, Lita.
Hi, Thaisa. Thank you so much for having me here, for having us here. I'm super excited about today, and this is my first time, almost my first time podcasting, so super excited.
And we also have Destiny Corner. She's a social impact entrepreneur at heart. As a first-generation Peruvian, Destiny also studied at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising and started her career designing bridal accessories before her entrepreneurial spirit kicked in. Hi, Destiny.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having us on. We really appreciate it.
They both run a mama-run business with a mission to empower women and children around the world through the power of intentional play. And we are going to talk more about their journey. Lita, how did your journey begin?
I came here to the United States when I was 18 years old. And like you were saying, I went to school to FIDM, Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and I wanted to be a designer. And since I was little, I love clothing and doing and creating and drawing and all that kind of stuff. So I knew that since I was little, I was going to be something in creating something. So FIDM was just perfect. And I was able to stay in this country until today. So I'm really happy to be here. But that's how I started creating and in the fashion industry.
Cool. And Destiny, what's your story?
So, I mean, I am first generation Peruvian here in the United States. My dad has been in the fashion world, so I think that's what inspired me to draw, to create, to be in that industry. I mean, I'm literally living my dream right now. So if you would have asked me 10 years ago that I would be doing this, I just would be blown away and so proud. It's crazy. I went to FIDM as well, which is funny because we're both Gemini. We're both born in May 26th for me and May 27th for her.
Yeah, the coincidence.
Crazy,
yes.
Right? So I went to FIDM and I graduated. And from there, I just, my first real design job I got right out of school. It ended up being for bridal jewelry, which I didn't know I would love. And at that moment, I realized, okay, I love creating whatever it looks like. I just love designing and creating a product. And there's something about hand making it that just really inspires me and motivates me. So from then on, I knew for sure I would create. And my passion is also being a mother. I love my children. And for me, it's always been a huge part to be able to do my business and do what I have passion for, but also, have time to be a mommy and be with my children. So I knew creating something and designing something that was my own, I would be able to have the flexibility, And I created this beautiful brand with my partner here, Lita, and it's a dream.
Very important. I don't think we didn't mention, but we're a stepmom and a stepdaughter team.
Oh, yes.
That's very important.
It's very unique.
It's rare.
Yeah, that's so amazing, so inspiring. I love that. What does it mean to be Latina for you both?
I mean, I think it's mutual, honestly, if you ask us. But for us, it is family. Family is what it means. I mean, from Lita coming here to this country, for me being first generation, it's family. It's the traditions. It's the things that you pass on as a Latinx.
Right.
I just really believe that our culture just really loves to hand down like things generationally. The way of life, dancing.
It translates into our products. I mean, our products are hand knitted in Peru by these ladies who learn through generations the art of knitting.
Yes.
And they are like pros in what they do. It's amazing. It's a gift. They're created as well. The way they do their knitting, the different types of stitches, I guess, and embroidery. And it's just beautiful. It's just
family.
Exactly,
And everything that passes on. I mean, family doesn't even need to be blood, for us. Family could be friends.
Exactly. We're just talking about that. As me coming from an American country for the first time, you leave your blood family and you start meeting new family. They're not blood related, but they're your friends. They become your family as well. They're the ones you are going to get together for Christmas or Thanksgiving, or because your blood family is in another country. But that's how you create community. Our business is family oriented. We are family oriented. And I think that is what it means to be Latin.
That's amazing. True. Family can be not just blood related, but also friends. I can definitely relate to that, especially after I moved to the United States 7 years ago. It was just me and my partner, and we have a huge family here, and they are not blood related, and we are so close.
Yes, we call people who are not family members here and in Peru, we'll call them aunts and uncles, and that's what they are to us. That's how close we are. So
yeah, this reminds me of another thing. I remember when I was really young, I learned how to knit and do stitches with my grandmother, both sides, my mom and my father, and that was super cool. I remember seeing it and I thought it was so complicated, and I loved that, and I started to do it, and I kind of improved a little bit. So I remember I was so excited and so beautiful.
Another good example of passing along through generations is like I learned cooking through my parents. By 10 years old, I knew how to make some Peruvian dishes, right? My daughter, she was 10 years old and she already knew how to cook certain Peruvian dishes she loved because my parents taught me and then I taught her. So that's another way of, passing, generational
traditions.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. How the idea of Red and Olive came to life.
So Red and Olive, actually, the name, let's start there. The name comes from my children, Lita's grandchildren. My son is Reed, and my Latin family could not say Reed, so they call him Red. And Olivia, originally we wanted to name her Olive, and so we're like, that will be a nickname. And so when we were thinking about what to name our baby, our business baby, we're like, what about colors, and then Red and Olive? It all made sense, and it's after my children. So Reed and Olivia, Red and Olive. We just started with...
As Peruvians, honestly, we always wanted to do a business that is related to Peru, some connections there. And we are designers, we are creators. So every time we got a chance to travel to Peru, we will go and visit certain factories that were knitting or making fabric or you name it, beautiful things, baskets. I mean, anything that is beautiful, carpets, and everything was hand done. And we were just talking like we should do something that is hand done. I mean, we love to homage to our Peruvian heritage. We came across to this idea of making the dolls that are hand knitted by artisans.
I have a huge background in just doing things as far as like going on nonprofit like trips and missionary trips. And for me, doing something ethical and doing a fair trade business was huge. If we were going to have our product made by somebody else's hands, because remember before I had made my own products, somebody else's hands, I really had a passion for it to be done ethically and fair trade. And so that's where, when we met this network in Peru, we both were like, this is it. These are the people we want to work with. These are the people we want to have making and creating our designs. And so we started there. We came home, we drew these characters, Lita, because Lita is the drawer extraordinaire. She can draw 50 things in an hour. Like, she's just, when she's inspired, she's on, she's quick, and it's wonderful. And so from there, we just pulled things we liked, things we didn't like, characters we liked. We modified, we took photos from my children. And honestly, each doll is designed with the essence of the children, because that's who was around at the time. You know, when we were drawing, I had a stinky little 2-year-old running around telling me no. I had a 6-month-old baby, you know, who was just there. That was just it. They were our full inspiration for this new venture for us.
Amazing. And when did you start it?
We started in
2018, yes.
That's when we originally started, and we launched December of 2019. And then we were going to officially in March, but we know how March went of 2020.
Totally. How was the process of creating an ethical product?
It's a full cycle give back, basically. I mean, it empowers the Peruvian artisans and their families, many of whom are mothers. I mean, by going there, we've really heard their stories, and we've really seen how it impacts their lives. Not just for them, it provides education for their kids. It provides just a whole new future for them that they were not able to attain prior. So it's really beautiful. So basically, we work with a Peruvian network that basically we first bring our dolls to life. So our sketches, our drawings get sent to them, and with them, we kind of do our development.
We go through the process of development. They look at our drawings and they start knitting based on our drawings, and then they will show us through FaceTime or whatever, and then we'll make whatever changes need to be made, or modifications. Usually, honestly, they're so good that pretty much the first time we're like, love it. Very little we need to change, because they are very good at reading our sketches, reading our technical sheets, reading our instructions, everything. I come from almost 30 years of being in the garment industry developing. So that helped us.
Once that sample is done, we've approved everything. Then the organic cotton gets made. It gets dyed. Once it's dyed, no longer organic. So it gets made, and then it gets passed out to these artisans. So once the artisans receive their yarn, they go home and they knit about 6 a day. And, you know, give or take. And they're empty shells, you know, like a sock. And then they take them back to the factory, where there they get measured, sized, make sure there's no holes, or, you know, sometimes that happens, you miss a loop, right? Imperfections. And then you stuff the doll, final touches like the eyes, the mouth, and then they send them to us. So once it's all done, they're all finished with everything, they send it to us, we get the dolls, and we send them to you.
Yeah.
Amazing. That must be an amazing feeling of like creating those dolls, like sketching and then seeing them come to life. And
it's kind of like you know, you said that you love going to work and how it feels and all that. We do the same. Like, we really love what we're doing. People saying we feel the love through these dolls. You know, I hear that a lot, and I love that word, love.
It's so empowering, and that's what it is. It's love. We want to bring love to them, joy to them, value to them, you know, and not just to them, but also teaching our children to shop good, to buy good, that it is good to do good. And I feel like it's infectious. That's what we want to create with these dolls, is a joy all around, all encompassing, not just from your child, but for these women as well, and their generation, their future, their children, you know.
I saw a video of you both where Destiny said something really interesting. That was that you need to be fulfilled to fulfill your children. And I couldn't agree more. And I thought that was really beautiful. And I loved, if you want to share more about that.
So one of the things that my mother passed on to me, she was a stay-at-home mom. Traditionally, she raised us so well and so beautiful. She did a great job, but she lost herself. And one of the things that she taught me was, Destiny, whatever you do when you have your family, because obviously she knew I wanted family and kids, she's like, don't lose yourself. And so for me, I've always had that ingrained in me. Like, you know what? I don't want to lose myself. I always want to do what I'm passionate about. And for me, that really empowers your children because I am their main source of education, of everything, from their first words all the way through, how to love, how to speak, how to treat other people, how to be kind. I am where they initially, obviously children will do whatever they decide as adults, but the foundation that I wanted to lay out for them, I wanted it to be positive. And so I knew I had to be in a positive place. I need to always strive for being fulfilled, for being mentally and emotionally okay, and getting the help if I needed it, and not being perfect, not striving for perfection, but always striving to keep growing and to keep bettering myself. And if you're fulfilled, your children will feel that. It's just like, when you get told as a mom, don't stress out, your children will feel your anxiety. But they do. They really feel before they can speak and before they feel you. They feel your essence, your power, your strengths, your weaknesses, and your vulnerabilities. And none of those are bad things. But, they just help you become who you're going to be. So for me, it was just, you know what? I want to be fulfilled, and that will be a positive impact and role model for my children.
Beautiful. I love that. And I love that this can also be translated to different areas, basically everything we do, right? So it's perfect.
Yes. Yeah. Your children are just like sponges for me. And I think if we want to change the world, if we want to do better as humans in society, you have to teach the next generation. You just have to.
Amazing. I love how beautiful your products are, how detailed, and I can see the love you put into it. And I also notice how they are genderless, which I think it's something so amazing, so important. And I wish I grew up with genderless toys and dolls. And I read about your goal of creating dolls that all children can see themselves in them. Was that always the goal when you created the brand?
I think that we didn't know necessarily we had a goal to do that, but it just became very natural as we were creating them because I was inspired by the children. It was very easy for their essence to be the inspiration.
Our dolls have an essence. They have a soul. And whichever doll you relate to, that's your doll. It's not about the gender. It's about what sparks the most connection, because our dolls are not just about a doll. Our dolls have a personality, each one. So it's like, oh, that doll is so, Ashley. You know what I mean? That doll is so her. I'm going to get her, that. Whichever one it is. And so that's what we want. And our dolls have a matching accessory that come with them. And that's what it's about. It's about becoming and interacting with your doll in a way that is different because you can use your imagination. You can be your little friend. We just noticed and realized with my children that, and other children, that they love dressing up. They love becoming their doll, and it helps them have, it grows their imaginary skills. It develops emotional, connection. This could be something that you confide in. It helps with verbal skills because you're talking and you're creating this story with your doll. And so for us, that's what our dolls are really about. It's not about girl or boy or looking like someone. It's like our dolls look like everyone, and that's what we say is, our dolls are designed in California, ethically made in Peru, and inspired by your children.
Amazing. That is so exciting. I love that. Thank you for sharing. And this is our last question. Unfortunately, I'm having a lot of fun talking with you both, but I love to hear which resource helped you in your journey. Do you have any book, movie, someone that inspired you to share with us?
Lita took her experience, I think.
In the design aspect, for instance, it's very easy. Is children, and everything really inspires me. Seriously, I'm not kidding you. Like, I can see a magazine clipping or something on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Everything really is very inspirational to me. It just comes really natural and easy.
But the tangible things that we did, I mean, it was definitely a process, a learning curve of what really worked for us. I mean, for us, we used the Purpose Pilot. We love them. They really helped lay the foundation of what and who we were trying to be as a brand. So it was wonderful. That really was great for us. We listened to a couple podcasts, Fast Track Your Fashion Brand, which we loved. It was very resourceful and helpful for practical steps on how to move your brand up. And then we also listened to Coffee on Leadership. It was great because we're leading a business for the first time, you know, and so that was different for us. We always worked for other people. Right. So that was really important for us. And then we were also connected with Yellow Co., which is a platform where multiple people who are either entrepreneurs or designers, I mean, a lot of creatives, right, all in one space, in a platform where everybody can talk and mingle and reach out to one another, which I love. And then for our website, this is the last one, for our website and e-commerce and things like that, we use the Smart Founder, and they work with women entrepreneurs and they help you with your e-commerce side, which we had to learn too. Again, you know, when you're starting your own business, you don't realize all the other hats you're going to have to wear. We excel in one area, a couple areas maybe, you know what I mean? And then that's it. So we really wanted to surround ourselves with people who are better than us, who are more successful than us in these areas, so that in return, you know, other people's success help you be successful, you know?
Right.
So that's what we used as of right now. Ask me in a year and I'll tell you some more.
Yeah, absolutely. That was awesome. I'm going to link all those resources in the description of this podcast. And yeah, I'm going to check some because I don't know them. And I love this idea of sharing what you said about learning with each other and seeing what the other is doing, how they are exceeding, and also exchange experience. So this is really amazing.
Sharing tips and notes and what can I do? I mean, it's...
Yes. Some people feel like they need to hide things so other people don't take it. For me, I think there's enough space for everyone. And, you know, sharing and uplifting people is what we need to do more of. So I'm all about that. So anytime you have any questions, same with me, I'll come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially this season, we are talking with a lot of entrepreneurs and we are always exchanging resources. And I know right now, especially right now, there's a lot of people out there that are thinking about their business, but sometimes don't know how to start. And so it's always good to share resources. And I want to thank you both. I can believe we are in the end of this episode. That was really inspiring. I love to hear about your story, your product. It's amazing. So I want to leave this last minutes for you both if you want to share where people can find you.
Okay, so you can find us on our website. It's redandoliveco.com. Instagram is the same, Red and Olive Co. Pinterest, yes, you can find us there as well. But yeah, just Red and Olive Co. for both. So try to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it and had a lot of fun as I did. I'm definitely feeling super inspired and also kind of nostalgic too. This conversation brought me a lot of memories of my childhood with my grandmas knitting together. That was always super fun. And in our next episode, we will be talking with a career coach and development advisor, so stay tuned to that. She's going to share a lot of learnings and important fashion things with us. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and also share your favorite episode with your friends and colleagues. See you soon!